Are we live? Okay. So this is going to be about how to bullshit somebody living in, as you live in the dark feminine and as you operate that way. So what you need to understand is these are situations where you kind of need to do your research. It would help if you do your research a little bit ahead of time about what you're getting yourself into before you go to the event or speak to the person or show up or whatever. Because bullshitting somebody, that is basically knowing what to say. A lot of people are not good at this because they don't have the confidence to just kind of talk out of their ass. So one of the things that helps with this is the ability to make small talk and keep people entertained and things like that. There are ways to practice this. One thing you can do is pick your favorite TV character, somebody on a TV show or somebody in a movie, and someone who exudes that quality of somebody who just knows how to talk to people, somebody who always knows what to say, somebody who always has witty comebacks and one-liners or knows how to keep a group entertained, things like that. Somebody who really knows how to communicate, hold the attention, hold the spotlight a little bit, and kind of lead the conversation, or at least play along. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the leader all the time, but just to play along. Somebody who really knows how to just communicate to people in the right way, say the right thing, keep people interested, and really keep up with things. And I want you to, if there's anybody on TV you can watch who does that, I want you to do that. I want you to watch that person, watch that person's TV show, watch that movie. Or if you have a book of a character, a novel or something like that, somebody who is like that and knows how to really get themselves out of situations or talk through things or, talk to people they don't really know or whatever. Read that book and get to know that character and get to know how they do things and how their mind works and stuff like that, and learn how to memorize that kind of thing. Remember it, keep it close to you and emulate that. And one of the things you can do in person when you're doing these things, besides remembering how that person operates that you admire, if you have someone like that, is to, if you can, do a little bit of research on the situation you're getting yourself into before you get there. Let's say, I'm on the Chamber of Commerce for Pell City, so I'm listed as a business in the Pell City Chamber of Commerce here in Alabama. So at our last Business Builder breakfast we had, I met an Alabama senator called Lance Bell, and he was very cool. Now, if I wasn't already a natural, I didn't bullshit him. That's not what I did. I didn't have to do that, but it wasn't like that. But if I wasn't a natural at carrying conversation and knowing what to say to people and things like that, if I wasn't already good at that naturally, what I would have done was I would have gone and researched this guy. I would have gone and researched the people that were there. I would have gone and snooped the Facebook and or Instagram pages of the Chamber of Commerce. I would have gotten to know the people that were there, make small talk with them. I would have researched the interests of the people who are in those same groups, because a lot of times people who work for the city, a lot of them tend to kind of be in the same group over and over again, in different areas, historical stuff, cultural things, whatever, a lot of times you'll see those same faces in different groups. You can get to know those people and you can get to know their interests. You can get to know what they like and what they don't like, what they approve of, what their values are, especially if you can tap into somebody's values and morals. If you need somebody to understand, if you need somebody to do something for you, or you need somebody's help, or you need somebody to be able to relate to you so you can get something from them, or you need, let's say you need some networking, you need to do some networking, you need to get in touch with the right person and for something that you need. And there's one person who stands between you and that important person you need. What you need to do is get to know that person that's in between the two of y'all so that you can get closer to the one you really need. Do you see what I mean? It sounds manipulative but it's not really, you're not being cruel to anybody or heartless or anything like that. You're just networking and getting to know people so that you can get in the right groups and get the things you need from people, get information, get help, get a kickstart on something or whatever it is that you need. You do your research on people and you get to know them and you learn how to say the things that they want to hear. You know, you say the things that need to be said, or you say things they can relate to, or you talk about things that they can relate to, or their hobbies that they like, stuff like that. You know, you touch on all those topics, little by little, and you let that person get to know you a bit, and they let their guard down a little bit, and you can pretty much, coast through the conversation if you know how to keep up and say the right things and say things that they can relate to and understand. Because you're not going to, if you really need to, if it comes down to it and you got to get down and dirty and just bullshit your way through a conversation for a certain goal or something that you need, you've got to be able to ride on, whatever information you have, and, and be friendly. It goes better if you can be kind of friendly and be a little bit bubbly and be a little bit humble when you're talking, and be open and present yourself as somebody who doesn't have anything to hide. I doubt you have anything to hide anyway, but especially in a situation like this, present yourself as somebody who's just very plain and open, not plain, but just like honest and open, and doesn't have any agenda or anything like that, because you don't have an agenda. You're just trying to accomplish something that you need. But you can learn how to talk to people and by relating to them and seeing what they like, and meeting them on their level is what you're doing. You're just meeting them on their level, and you can kind of ride on that a little bit, without really knowing what you're talking about or really knowing what you're doing. And and when you do these kinds of things, you don't talk too much, because you can fuck it up and give yourself away if you're not careful. So don't talk too fast when you're doing this, when you're having conversations with people, especially if you're trying to bullshit somebody. You don't have to talk too fast. You're not defending yourself. It's not like that. It's just, you're just, the two of y'all are getting to know each other. And if you have a goal or something that you need by the end of this, you be calm about it, okay? And trust that you're going to reach your goal in the end. You got to trust yourself. Trust the moves that you make, trust the things you say, and trust that you can make a good impression on somebody, and just relax through it. You know what I mean? No pressure on yourself, no pressure on the other person to answer a bunch of questions, or whatever. You don't worry so much about your goal. Just take it one step at a time, because when you're bullshitting somebody, especially if you have an outcome you need or something like that, you need to be able to take it one step at a time, so there's no performance pressure, and there's no it doesn't look like you've got some kind of hidden agenda where you need to get down and dirty and get somebody's secrets about something or whatever. It's not like that. This is a very relaxed environment. You're just going to let it flow. You're going to let the energy flow. You're going to be humorous, learn how to say one or two funny things, just to kind of let everybody relax a little bit, especially if you're around a group of people you've never been around before. It's different if you know that person and you know what they're like, and you know how to talk to them and how to communicate and how to get through the conversation. It's different. But if you're in a group of people that you don't know, it helps to be a little bit funny, because being funny is always one of the best icebreakers, and it's always one of the best ways to just kind of get through the conversation. Because especially if you need something, if you're having to bullshit your way through a conversation because you need something from somebody, you need their help, you need information, you need questions answered, you need to connect with somebody that they know, or whatever it is, it's just you need the help. Your ability to be humble, maybe a little bit bubbly, friendly, approachable, open, honest, sincere, relatable, and most of all funny, is going to really let everybody know that you're not a threat. You're not there to throw things off or whatever. You're just there to kind of like enjoy life and just, you know, and be cool with everybody, and just you know, just enjoy the conversation and just, you know, get to know people. There's no, like I say, you're not there's no hidden agenda here. You're just being yourself and just being cool. So if you can think of something kind of funny to say, or watch a funny movie the day before you have to go do something important and meet these people or whatever, and remember some of the jokes or something, or you know, or tell a funny story if somebody said something that makes you remember something that happened to you years ago, and tell a little funny story for a second or two. It'll let everybody know that you're not threatening, for lack of a better way to put it. You're not there to be sneaky or anything. You're just being realistic, and let yourself come off as human as possible, so that people will trust you and know that you're trustworthy, and will listen to you and help you if you need it. You know, because you know, like I say, in the Dark Feminine, you have to know how to present yourself so that people know, so that people remember you, you know, and for you to be impactful, people will remember you, people will know who the hell you are, and they'll be willing to help you because they know you and because they remember you, because you were so memorable, because you did something, you told a story, or you said something, or the way you presented yourself, or whatever the hell it was. People are going to say, oh yeah, I remember her because she whatever it was. She wore this, or she said that, or whatever, and they liked it. You know what I mean? And that's how you can be remembered, and also you get what you need from somebody, because they'll know who the hell they're dealing with. You know, you won't just be like a nobody. Do you see what I mean? But that is, you know, and these are just like simple things, you know, and this isn't, and like I say, this isn't, you know, to you know, twist things or manipulate or hurt anybody or anything like that. This is just so that you can get through a situation, and especially if you're doing something that you've never done before and you need to make a good impression, and especially if you're not good at talking to people, and you're not good at being in front of crowds, or you're not good at being in groups, or you're not good at doing or being around new people you don't know, any of that kind of weird social shit where you have issues with it, or you've got hang-ups, or you're scared, or you're intimidated, or whatever. Learning how to bullshit a little bit is going to help you realize that, number one, you've got nothing to be afraid of. You know, it's just a group of people. You know, they're not chasing you with pitchforks. They're all just like standing around talking. So there's nothing to be afraid of, and that you can get yourself some new friends, get yourself around people who are, you know, who are different, or who can help you in some way or another, and that's going to benefit you. And it's not, you know, there's no hidden agenda. It's just, you know, you're living your life. Do you know what I mean? And for you to learn how to expand yourself a little bit, and learn how to talk to people, and learn how to keep people entertained. Just little things like that can really carry you far. And there's no use in, you know, being shy and closed up in your house, you know, watching TV all the time, when you could be out networking with people, or getting to know people, or learning what your strengths are through conversation, when you just kind of bullshit a little bit and just kind of like ride it through a little bit. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to understand every single thing somebody says. Let's say you go to some event and it's like, you know, let's say it's a job fair, and it's some company you've never worked for before, and it's a line of work you don't know that much about, but you still want to try it anyway. You get there, you fill out the application, you talk to the manager, and you can bullshit your way through that conversation with that manager for real. You can sit there and just kind of like, you know, keep the guy entertained. Say one or two funny remarks, you know, make him laugh a little bit, so that he'll remember you, you know, because people always remember funny people. And be a little bit memorable, and be positive, and be very open, and be humble about it too. You know, don't say anything negative about yourself like that. You know, like, don't lower yourself. Not so much that, but just, you know, show some gratitude. You act like you're grateful to be there, grateful to talk to that person, whatever. You know, and these are things that you see in movies and on TV. You see people pretend to do this all the time on movies and stuff, when they need something. If you need inspiration, that's why I say watch a movie that shows you those things, watch a TV show that shows you that kind of shit, and learn the tricks, and learn the body language, you know, and how to come off as not intimidating, you know, and come off as you're just happy to be there kind of thing. You know, somebody who's grateful and who's friendly and humble and can crack one or two jokes, somebody like that is going to be real memorable. And that is how you can get through some situations, and especially how you can network. Because once you make your good first impression with something like that, you can turn around and get in touch with that person later and be like, hey, remember when I met you at that thing? You know, we had such a good time, didn't we? Blah, blah. They're like, oh, yeah. You know, because you were so nice to talk to. And you can be somebody who's not confident. You can be somebody who has no idea what the hell they're doing. You can be somebody who never leaves your house and never is in a group of people and talks to people and shit like that, and not know any of this shit. But if you can bullshit your way just a little bit, just to get yourself either in with the right people, or accepted into a club, or to get somebody's trust so that you can get some help from them that you need, or whatever it is. These are all just like real practical things, you know. This isn't like you trying to take over the world or whatever. It's just you just trying to get through life and do things and get in groups, or get around somebody whose help you may need, or just to, you know, get around people whose trust you need for whatever, or just to feel better about yourself, just to feel better about getting yourself out. You don't even have to have like a plan in place. It doesn't even have to be that. You just want to get out and just be around people and just see what's about. Especially if you're new in town, you don't know anybody or whatever, get out and bullshit a little bit and just get a feel for who's there. And if you're bullshitting with people, that stops you from getting too emotionally involved in things, which protects you because it keeps you from getting too carried away with shit. That way, let's say you bullshit your way through a conversation with somebody and they say something that might be condescending to you, you know, towards you or something like that. Like, let's say you run into like just an asshole type of a person who doesn't have to talk to anybody, and you're bullshitting your way through this conversation with this person just to get a feel for them and know who they are. But you can do that, and then they'll say shit that might be negative about you or about somebody else or whatever. They'll say some shit that it could be hurtful, but it's not going to bother you at the end of the day, because that conversation didn't really mean anything to you anyway. You weren't emotionally involved in that conversation. It's not like having an argument with somebody you love. You know, it doesn't carry the same weight. So you can protect yourself emotionally and stay focused and stay clear by not getting too emotionally wound up in the conversation you're having to start with. You don't get involved. Don't let yourself get carried away with who said what or whatever. It doesn't mean anything. You're just getting a feel for who everybody is and what's going on. That's all it is. So that's why you bullshit your way through it instead of like saying things that are real close to your heart or real meaningful or whatever. Don't do that. You can keep it light and just kind of, you know, fuck around and just let it be that. And that way you're free from whatever was said. You know, because you didn't say anything that is real private or personal about you, and whatever they said isn't going to hurt you because you're just fucking around anyway. So that is a way to keep yourself from, that's a way to protect yourself. And it also makes you look at, especially if somebody else says something negative about someone else or whatever, like says, you know, brings up a rumor or something like that, you're not going to be involved in that because you're not letting yourself get emotionally involved by saying anything realistic or meaningful. You just kind of like gliding through the conversation, saying lightweight stuff that's not too particular or not too involved. And that way you don't get wrapped up in shit that's not your problem. And that's another thing that bullshitting can do for you is to keep you from getting involved in stuff that's not your problem. You know, if you don't say anything that's too heavy or too impactful or too emotional, you're not connected to it. Do you see what I mean? Does that make sense? So I think I'll leave it at that for now. That's just a little detail I was thinking about. And I'm going to leave this live on my page. And if you want to, I'm also going to share the YouTube link for this because I'll upload it on my YouTube, and it'll be there as well in case you can't find this in my feed, you know, because I post a lot. So you can check out my YouTube channel as well after I upload this and get you the link. And that's it for now. I just figured I would share that with y'all because I was just thinking about it. Figured it'd be a good topic. And if you have any questions, y'all know what to do. Just let me know. And I'll see you later.